So the aim of this video is to help you understand how you can go from having customer orders that you print off in big batches, either as like a pile of shipping labels, or you print them off as on a bulk pick list and you go out and you pick, and then you have to sort manually at a packing table to match the picked orders up to the shipping labels. The main aim of batching orders, of going paperless, or the main efficiency gain that we can get, is instead of pre-printing paper and then trying to match the items to the pieces of paper, what paperless picking allows us to do is use the items at the point of dispatch to reference the order. So we actually reverse the process, which means we don't need to pre-print any paper documentation. We can just, at the point of dispatch, scan either the location that the items have been picked into. So you may have a trolley that's dedicated to each individual order, or if you've done a batch pick where you've not picked discrete orders together, so you may have a shopping trolley with 100 items in, right? But the system, the warehouse system, has logged the items to the batch they were picked into, and that references back to the orders. And what that means is that when you get to the pack station, you can scan the item and it finds the order instantly. And that is a huge time saver. And when you do this at scale, this is where you can really start to push out a very high volume of orders. Looking upward of figures like 10, 25,000 orders a day. Peak volumes picking like this that I've been involved in have been 100,000 orders a day. And it's that simple adjustment from pre-printing everything to having everything at the point of dispatch that is really where the magic lies. So what I wanted to just start with is just talking about, like, what are the challenges that we've got with that paper process. So where are you likely to be starting out? I've talked about the first couple of points. One of the other biggies from a customer service perspective is that when you're pre-printing, there's a good chance that when you're doing that, you're also notifying the customer that their order's being shipped, because you're capturing the tracking details up front. Now, what this means, if you're in a busy sale period, or you're not fulfilling orders predictably, or if you've got a problem order, customer gets told the order's shipped and here's your tracking detail. You then find out that there are 10 orders today, 50 orders today, 100 orders that can't be fulfilled. You've then got to go back and email that customer and say, hey, I know we said order's been shipped and we've given you your tracking information. We actually want to reverse that notification back out, and actually there's an issue with your order. So we've told you it's good and actually it's bad. Not a good place to be in. You're probably going to recognize this existing process. If you're on Shopify, you might be using something like Order Printer to do this. Or you may be on a shipping software. ShipStation's the biggest in the US. But you've got others like StarShipIt and ShipIt in Australia. And then there's a myriad of options in the UK where you could be working in this flow. And it's okay to be in this situation. Like, the first thing I'd recommend to any businesses like shipping orders in a warehouse, like model one to get started, is to have product in fixed locations, solve the shipping problem of actually getting the shipping addresses from your e-commerce platform into your shipping software so that you can print them out automatically. If you're still copy pasting addresses, you're one step behind this. But it's likely that if you're looking at automating and going paperless, you've already existed in the world of the pre-printing for a while. And the next thing that happens, this problem hasn't changed for 10 years. I remember one of our first e-commerce clients back in 2010, a company called Country Attire, based up in Whaley Bridge in the UK. And I saw this there where they just had these, wodges of paper of stacked orders, and the warehouse manager is licking his thumb, sorting the orders based on service type. We're going to get these ones out, or country, or the carrier that they needed to go with, because they went through a completely different dispatch flow. That sortation, whether you've got your shipping app like ShipStation might let you do a bit of that automatically, but it's maybe not going to help on things like location of the inventory or whatever. The other place that the combination of e-commerce platform and shipping software really falls down is around inventory allocation and availability. So when an order comes through, you may have a subset of your orders where you knowingly take a back order because you can order the inventory back in from the supplier. If you haven't got an inventory system, you're not going to know what quantity you've oversold. You're just going to know that you've sold that quantity, and it's not going to throw it in your face that these orders aren't allocated. It may even still let you print the bits of paper. So you may print, send the customer a shipping notification, and then realize, for these 100 items, they're on pre-sale. We should never have printed them. Customer's been told everything's shipped. We're not getting the delivery for 5 days. You're just creating a whole world of problems there. So there's that scenario. And then there's also like you print everything out, and then you realize, we keep the kayaks in the warehouse down the road, and someone needs to go and get them. We probably shouldn't have done that. Or it may just be an item that you order in just in time from a supplier. So that's the kind of final scenario. And then the biggest, really, in terms of enabling you to get your virtuous circle of people buy things, you give a good experience, they come back and buy more, is the black hole that you get when the order gets printed. And we actually, again, thinking back to one of those earliest warehouses with Country Attire, when we were walking around, we actually found a piece of paper like down the back of a rack, and it's a customer's order, right? Because if all you've got is the printed piece of paper, once it's printed, it's gone. We haven't got visibility on that. So they're just some of the problems that you get. And what it tends to look like is, a bulk pick list might look like this. Where you've got the location of the item, you've got the SKU. You've got images is a common thing people like to put on paper. So you haven't got a barcode to go on. Something like this, just a shipping note. And then tracking the problems that happen against these processes. This is a picking problem example. This was a company in Australia where they said this was just for one day. Anytime there was a problem order, they stuck a sticker. It's different. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, an X in the box means can't find. Just in one day, there's like $900 worth of problem orders going through the system. So this is an old problem. It's a big problem if you're trying to get orders out at scale. This is where you fall down in your sales periods. Black Friday, Cyber Monday. This is where it all comes crumbling down, because you're not sorting 200 orders, you're sorting 2,000, and you can't sort fast enough, and the person sorting needs lots of domain specific knowledge to actually be able to sort. So let's cut to the meat of it. What's the solution that we propose? I think that's let me just see, that's a bit small.